Hey James, so we're going to go ahead and run through a few of your videos real quick and then go ahead and cover some training stuff. Let's get started. All right, so squat to start. Let's go ahead and play it. I already seen all these videos, so we'll kind of go rush through them a little bit. Beautiful. So already hinging's looking a lot better. Actual squats looking a lot better. Elbow position's the one that makes me the most excited because that's really helped some of your upstream musculature and the overall efficiency of the squat. So if you look here, elbows are way further down. Everything's actually tying into your midsection, tying into your body. Your lats are actually working. Looks really good. Will say one last cue that we could benefit on is we have the tiniest bit of flexion on the bottom. It's still been reduced massively so it's not something I'm very worried about, but we can go to fix it. And eliminating that will help the bracing component along with getting better recruitment of musculature, especially in the glutes. So it's a really good one for you to remember. So when we go here, you'll notice that we go into extension once we get to a certain point because your upper body, like your chest, let's say, actually stops leaning forward. It stops hinging, but your lower body keeps on hinging back, except it's not a hinge. You're going to extension. This all has to move together. Your chest has to move at the same time down at the same time as your hips and butt actually go back and out. If they do not do so, if the chest stays at a certain point and stops hinging, then that's usually what causes the extension, then the flexion on the bottom. So one more time, you can just barely see it. Actually, that rep wasn't bad at all. A few of them it happens here, a few of them doesn't happen nearly as much. There we go. So right there, hinge at the top. Looks good, looks good. We stop hinging, but lower body keeps hinging or keeps going back, and that's what causes the extension and flexion just at the smallest, to the smallest degree at the bottom of the squat. So again, we're just getting real nitpicky here, making sure everything's getting better. Already looks 10 times better, but let's go ahead and keep on working towards perfection here. Sumo looks amazing. Tension building looks a lot better. Hips are staying nice and high. I really like what I'm seeing here. You're pulling real nicely. Knees, hips are a little closer to the load. Beautiful improvements for all the sumo. The pause bench press, and this is actually the first time I'm seeing this, so we'll go ahead and watch it together. Let me see. Not bad at all. So two things that want to happen. One, let's go ahead and look at how our elbows track down on the eccentric portion of the bench. Ideally, there's about a 45-degree tuck, and everything stays nice and aligned as we go down, and then we're having a serious drive back towards the spotter's face if there was one on the way up. Right now, our elbows are shifting a little bit too far out. We don't have the best bar path on the way down. Elbows are a little further out than I like, and if anything, we're touching probably just a tad bit high or too low. Can't really tell from this angle. Let me watch a few more reps real quick. Actually, yeah, so I actually like your touching point. Your touching point's perfect. Let's just go ahead and have your elbows tuck a little more. You'll notice that we're having a little bit of a dumping motion on the bottom. The barbell gets a little bit out of line with everything else by going a little bit too far down, but the touching point's perfect for your body type. Let's just go ahead and work on tucking your elbows a little bit more. That'll make this musculature, these joints, way better stacked, and it'll also have a far better control of the bar and concentric portion on the way up. So that's the main difference. I also want us to work on scapular depression. You'll notice before every rep, I would like your shoulders to go from here and then to throw them in your back pocket. Take your lats, take your scapula, and depress everything. Right now, we're not doing so quite as well as we could. So let's go ahead and work on that. Realistically, the three things I would like you to work on with the bench press. One, let's go ahead and have a little bit more elbow tuck going from here to here. Very small degree of difference. Two, let's go ahead and slow down the eccentric portion a little bit. Going from here to boom, breaking immediately like that makes it really hard to control, and it makes the on the way up portion a lot more squirrely and, again, harder to control. Now, lastly, let's work on that scapular depression. So going from here, let me get my arm straight, here to here. You'll notice nothing upstream change whatsoever. It's just changing my scapular position. That makes me recruit more muscle fibers, specifically my chest. It recruits more muscle fibers, and on top of that, it protects the shoulder under load. So let's work on scapular depression, slowing down the eccentric a little bit, and tucking our elbows just a little bit more. Again, we're getting real nitpicky here. Bench press looks so much better, but we want to work towards perfection, of course. And last video, oh no, I think I skipped over it. Let's see if we can get it back. There we go. Deficit conventionals. I like these. These are really nice. You're putting your body in a really advantageous position. We probably could build tension a little bit better, but at the same time, with the deficit, it's a very different kind of motion to build tension, so it's going to be hard to dial in. But you're staying nice and upright, neutral spine throughout, and it's a really efficient pattern, so I wouldn't want to mess with that whatsoever. Let's just keep on going. Looks beautiful. All right. Let me turn this bad boy around. I think that's about it to actually go over. Everything looks really good. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more chest hypertrophy as we continue down the road in this block. Besides that, not a whole lot to change in terms of training. Let's just keep on working towards better and better movement. Already, we've had some beautiful changes. Elbow position from here to here. That's greatly helped the efficiency of the squat and reduce the amount of extension and flexion your lumbar portion of your spine goes through as you squat, which is a huge win. Just making those small modifications of hinging a little bit more with our entire body as we ascend into the hole in our squat. And then with the bench press, of course, slowing the eccentric, tucking your elbows a little bit more, and scapular depression. Besides that, everything looks good. Huge improvements, so love what I'm seeing. Good job.